hole right here in the inner fender for you to access this shock tower screw right here. And that is the reason Hey guys, welcome back to Revolution XRC, and today we're going to go over the rest of the chassis for this Vanquish VS4-10 Phoenix. And for that you'll need bag H. For the rest of the chassis, we've got stuff like the inner fenders, we've got the bumpers, we've got the battery trays, and we've got the servos that we need for the dig shift and the overdrive shift. For step 1, you'll need the following parts. You'll need the front and rear bumper, you'll need these 4 screw pins, and these 4 M3x8 cap head screws. Now before we mount up these bumpers to the chassis, I just want to go over the correct hole to use for these bumpers. You want to use the hole closest to the bumper. So you want to use the third hole, or the hole closest to the bumper on each bumper. That completes step 1. For step 2, you'll need the following parts. You'll need 4 M3x10 cap head screws and 6 M3x12 countersunk screws. And that completes step 2. For step 3, you'll need the following parts. You'll need these 4 M3x10 cap head screws and these 4 M3x10 countersunk screws. Now, when you're installing these pieces, the fenders go on first before these trays. Now before I go ahead and put the other fender on, I just want to go over some of the discussions around the direction of these shock towers. Now remember, in the beginning I said make sure that the front shock tower has the body post mount facing towards the front, and I'll tell you a reason why. It might not look correct because here is the hole in the inner fender for the body post mount as well as the screw for the body post mount, but if you'll notice, the screw for the top of the shock is right here, and having the body post face the front of the rig with the screw towards the rear, what that allows you to do is use this hole in the inner fender right here to access that screw for the shock. And that is why they want you to have the shock towers facing in this direction. If the screw for the shock tower was on this side, you wouldn't be able to access it because of the inner fender. So there is a hole right here in the inner fender for you to access this shock tower screw right here. And that is the reason the shock towers are in the direction that they're in. And here's a good look at the screw and the hole for that screw right there. Right there. Of course, if adjusting the body post is more important to you than being able to remove the shocks without removing the fenders, then go ahead and switch to shock towers the other way. Just know that if you want to remove the shocks, you'll also have to remove the fenders as well. Right there, that's the hole for removing the shocks. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the other fender. And that completes step 3. For step 4, you'll need the following parts. You'll need 4 M3x10 cap head screws, 2 M3x10 countersunk screws, and 4 M2.5x8 cap head screws. And as far as these go, you'll have to choose one or the other. This one is if you are going to use rock lights, which are not included in the kit. And if you're not going to use rock lights, you go ahead and use this set right there. And that completes step 4. For step 5, we're going to go over the overdrive shifting component, and for that you'll need a servo for the shifter. Once again, I'm using an Armory RC Katana 500 ounce servo, which is probably a little bit of a overkill for just shifting, but I kind of want this build to look really nice, so I'll probably switch it out later, but for now I'm going to put one of these nice servos in there just for the build. And you'll also need a M3x12 cap head screw, 4 M3x10 large flathead screws for the servo, and you'll need a servo horn 24 millimeters in length, and I'm using a generic one that came with some of those Amazon servos, but you can also buy a Vanquish one as well. And that completes step 5. For step 6, you'll need 3 M3x10 cap head screws and 1 M3x12 cap head screw. And that completes step 6. And that completes step 7. For step 8, you'll need the following. You'll need 4 M3x10 large flathead screws, 1 M3x12 cap head screw. You'll need a 24mm length servo horn. Once again, I'm using one that came with those Amazon servos. Those will work. And you'll also need a servo for your dig shift. And this is a Armory RC Katana 500 once again. Again, it's probably overkill, but I'm trying to make this build look all nice. So once again, I'm using an Armory RC Katana 500. And that completes step 8. For step 9, you'll need these 4 M3x25 countersunk screws, and you'll need 6 M3x12 cap head screws. Actually, you only needed 5 of these. I miscounted. So 4 M3 by 12 cap-head screws here, and 1 for the shifter. And that completes step 9. Now I just gotta figure out where I want to put the ESC and clean up the wiring, and that will be all for this part of the series. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future updates on this Vanquish VS4-10 Phoenix build. Thanks for watching.